Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.tv.
The news headlines comes to you compliments Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
But when you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me whenever you're in need. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide. The light that shines our way. Wherever you ride, we'll be right there with you. Wherever you ride, we'll make your dreams come true. Next time, next time, next time, right next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
This is Network News for today, Friday, June 30th, 2023. I'm Beverly Telesford. In the headlines, Republic Bank workers stage protest action for a second day. OECS Council of Agriculture ministers meet in Grenada to brainstorm on how to enhance the sector. Canada provides more than 82,000 Canadian dollars to enhance the SGBV services and advance human rights in Grenada. In the region, hefty fines for medical practitioners who breach patient confidentiality. And internationally, the U.S. Supreme Court struck down student loan forgiveness plan. In sports, Grenada to participate in the 16th CARICOM 10K road race. The details of these and other stories after this message.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. A burden lifted for parents as school fees are removed for students at the T.A. Marichaud Community College. The decision was confirmed by ministry officials on Friday. More in this report from Rena Pear Thomas.
The 1-year-old NDC government is making good on its promise of removing school fees for all students. Minister for Education David Andrew announced today that parents would not have to face the headache of paying tuition fees for students attending the Marichaud Community College. Minister Andrew was speaking at the 2023 graduation ceremony of the Presentation Brothers College today.
Now, young men, I want to assure you that your educational journeys are not yet finished. We know that you're just at a landing, and we anticipate that you're going to go much further on. And so we are delighted as a Ministry of Education and as a government to say to you that we are facilitating your advancement in education with the removal of tuition fees as you go on to access education at TAMCC and further on. We are quite convinced as a government and as a ministry that education is one of the single most transformative tools that we can use. In fact, Nelson Mandela said something to that effect. And so we're working in that vein.
Parents will still be required to pay other fees such as application fees, registration fees, among others. The no payment of tuition fees also applies to second-year students. The no school fee policy was introduced in September 2022 and was applicable then to pre-primary, primary, and secondary students. For GBN News, I am Rena Thomas reporting.
The food and agriculture sector, issues relating to climate change, food security, and the green and blue economy were among the key areas on the agenda as regional agriculture ministers brainstormed on how to enhance the sector. The occasion was the OECS 7th meeting of the Council of Ministers, Agriculture, held at the Grenada Trade Center. Rena Thomas has this report.
According to the Food and Agriculture Organization, food security is one of the many developmental challenges facing the Caribbean, with as much as 67.5% of the region's population living in moderate to severe food insecurity, compared to a global average of 27.6%. High levels of food imports and the proportion of national agricultural food production and consumption characterize the OECS food and agricultural situation. Heads of government are committed to reducing the food input bill by 25% by 2025. This, along with many other issues affecting the food and agricultural sector in the region, were among the major topics of the OECS 7th meeting of the Council of Minister Agriculture held in Grenada today. Dr. Didicus Jules, Director General of the OECS Commission, spoke of other areas that were discussed.
Today we meet to deliberate on key initiatives and matters which impact the continued drive of the Commission and the Member States to address food insecurity and, by extension, foster sustainable economic development in the region. Honourable Ministers, there is a fierce urgency of now surrounding this challenge, and it is not accidental that our strategy has the acronym FAST. Food is the most elemental of human necessities, and in times of uncertainty and catastrophe, it is the most fundamental provision that must be guaranteed.
Grenada's Minister for Agriculture, Adrian Thomas, spoke of his government's plan to transform the government's economy by developing linkage among agriculture, agro-processing, marine resources, and tourism. Minister Thomas outlined the two strategic pillars within his ministry.
The Ministry of Agriculture is aligned with this strategic goal and has as its mandate, 1, strengthening agriculture to increase food production, thereby reducing the food input bill, enhancing food and nutrition security. 2, developing agro-processing industries to increase value added in the economy, strengthen linkages within the agricultural sector, and reduce unemployment, particularly in the rural areas.
The minister also spoke of some of the projects that his ministry has already rolled out thus far in this regard.
The government has therefore embarked on major projects for increasing the sustainability and resiliency of agriculture. The Food Security Enhancement Project will focus on increasing crops, fisheries, and livestock production, agro-processing, storage for agricultural commodities, and building technical capacity. The recently launched Agriculture Development Assistance Program, ADAPT, is designed to assist farmers, fisherfolk, horticulturists, apiculturists, and plant propagators to meet their full potential in the cultivation, management, and availability of priority agricultural commodities and marine resources. The youths are specifically targeted through the Youth in Agricultural Program for farmers and potential farmers less than 35 years of age.
Rena Thomas, GBN News.
More good news. Grenada's Pettifer Lewis, Executive Director of the Grenada Chamber of Industry and Commerce, has been elected Chair of the Network of Caribbean Chambers of Industry and Commerce, or CARICHAM. Lewis was elected unopposed as the Chair of CARICHAM, while another woman, Kim Eichmann, the Executive Director of the Belize Chamber of Commerce, was elected as Vice President. This election has been described as a significant step forward for gender equality and female leadership in the Caribbean business landscape. Lewis brings a wealth of expertise and a fresh perspective to her role, saying that her vision for the organization emphasizes the importance of exclusivity and unity among member nations. The industrial dispute between the Bank and General Workers Union and Republic Bank Limited continued on Friday. Workers converged outside of the RBL's Melville Street St. George's outlet in protest for a new collective agreement between the bank and the union.
Workers first downed the tools on Thursday after the bank refused to conclude negotiations for a new collective agreement for the period January 1st, 2020 to December 31st, 2022. Joseph Mitchell is the President General of the Bank and General Workers Union, the bargaining agent for Republic Bank workers.
Yesterday, they wrote a letter to yesterday they sent, my understanding, they sent a letter to the minister telling her that they are waiting on a written recommendation. She already gave a verbal recommendation. I mean, think about from March the 13th up until you have to wait until a strike starts before you could say to the minister, this is slowing down, even after we have made a repeated call to have this matter resolved. So it tells you that I don't think that the bank is serious in terms of solving this problem.
President General Mitchell says he wants to see a speedy resolution to the issues.
The bank is the employer. They have the responsibility to come forward and let us sit with the union who represents the worker and resolve this matter. The strike is just something that is helping to trigger the process, but nobody has interest in strike. What we want to see is that the workers go back to the workplace, get the benefits that is rightfully due to them, and certainly to continue to serve the public as they have been doing for many, many years. That is our main interest.
Republic Bank, in a statement on Thursday, said the Labour Minister made verbal recommendations in March and parties were yet to receive the Minister's written recommendation that would have afforded them the opportunity to conduct comprehensive analysis of the matter. The release noted that it was unfortunate that industrial action has been pursued prior to the formal conclusion of mediation proceedings by the Labour Minister. The release further noted that the Labour Commissioner has since engaged the bank and the union in separate talks with a view to resolving the issues. GBN reached out to the Labour Commissioner today to see if any resolution is in sight, but she is prohibited from commenting on the matter without consent from the involved parties. For GBN News, I'm Nisha Paul.
This is News at 7. Coming up, 200 people added to the SEED program, while an undisclosed number were removed. Stay with us.
Do you have a great idea for a children's book? Here's your opportunity to turn that great idea into a must-read. GND Schools Incorporated invites writers to apply now for our third publishing round of beginning reader storybooks. Selected applicants will participate in a workshop for writers of children's storybooks starting July 17th, 2023. Learn ways to develop creative story ideas and structure stories for beginning readers. A few select writers will have their manuscripts published. To apply, simply submit an original writing sample for children of at least 200 words and email your sample along with full name and contact details to info@grenadaschoolsinc.com by July 10th. Spots are limited, so apply today. GND Schools Inc., strengthening the foundations for early literacy in Grenada.
Request, repay, repeat with Ariza's FlexiCredit Evergreen Loan Facility. Qualify for a FlexiCredit with limits up to $25,000 or use your home equity to qualify for more. Extra cash at your fingertips whenever you need it. Accessed using your debit card and managed using AMI, Ariza's mobile internet experience app. Flexi Credit allows you the flexibility to top up to your approved limit any day, anytime. Already a member? Send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987. New members join today to apply. Request, repay, repeat. Use your Flexi Credit for vacations, shopping, wedding, general expenses, and more. Ariza loan terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Paying is faster and easier with Glow FastPay. Use your MasterCard or Visa and pay from anywhere. Log on to discoverflow.co/fastpay and press Consumer. Select your country and enter your account number. Enter the amount to be paid and an email address. Enter your credit card information. You'll receive a payment confirmation with the transaction details, along with a receipt to your email address. It's fast, safe, and easy. Flow, keeping you connected.
We, the Churches of Christ Grenada, invite you to the Isle of Spice, July 9th to 12th, 2023, for the annual Caribbean Lectureship Jubilee event. It promises to be grand. Grenada is home to over 40 beaches, sweet spices, not forgetting the oil down. The best part is the singing, praising, and preaching of God's word by the brethren to the governor of the universe. We look forward to fellowshipping with families and friends at the Radisson Beach Resort Convention Center, Grenada. The Churches of Christ Grenada invites you to this auspicious event. Don't you miss it.
Important announcement for CIBC First Caribbean customers. Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited invites prospective customers to collect their debit and credit cards, checkbooks, night depository keys and bags, and deposit books at its distribution center located at the GV Steel Conference Room, number 14 Church Street, St. George's. The center will be open from June 19th to July 8th, 2023, operating from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Mondays to Fridays, and from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturdays. You will be required to present a valid photo ID for collection. To avoid any delay in your service, we encourage you to visit Co-op Bank's distribution center at your earliest convenience between June 19th and July 8th, 2023. We look forward to welcoming you home.
Welcome home.
St. David's, we know you love bingo! And it's been a long while, but now we're finally coming on Sunday, July 2nd from 5 p.m. Bellevue Plainfield is the place to be for the massive $40,000 in cash bingo! That's right, 40 big ones could be yours. Tickets are only $35 for one or $60 for two. Don't you dare miss this one. Sunday, July 2nd. Everybody's gonna be heading to Bellevue Plainfield. St. David's, we're coming. Tingo nice again.
Tingo nice again. Tingo nice again.
Hi, my name is Dwayne Thompson, co-owner and founder of Food Grenada Tours, Taxi and Rental. We provide transportation tours in the field of tourism. Being in the field of tourism, the pandemic have taught us that we need all the help we can get, which the NF has been very helpful in doing so. But as a small business owner, we are even more excited right now with the new initiative that the NF have launched, providing a little bit more flexibility for small businesses like ourselves. So we definitely encourage all of the small business to consider getting on board with the NF and this new initiative that allows the level of flexibility that they have implemented.
Big money, money, money. $3,000 every week for 3 months.
What?
Yes, it's the NLA's Crazy Cash Giveaway Promotion. Every week from April 11th to June 30th, 3 lucky Daily Games customers will randomly win $1,000 each week. Imagine winning as much as $36,000 $1,000 in 12 weeks. How? Spend $12 in a single purchase on Daily Cash 4, Daily Pick 3, or Playway. Look for the words Cash Winner on your tickets to collect $1,000. The more you spend $12 on your favorite daily games, the more chances you have to win. Must be 18 or older to participate. All prizes must be collected by July 7th, 2023. Other terms and conditions apply. See stores for details. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Money, money, money. Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think of Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Apply for a Home Easy Loan today for a chance to win a cash prize. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Terms and conditions apply. Here at the NIS, we are proud to support the evolving needs of Grenadians. We are always working to improve our services and would like to share with you some new changes. One of the changes we're pleased to announce is the introduction of the new unemployment benefit. This benefit will provide an insured person with 50% of their former income in the case of sudden unemployment. The benefit is available to anyone who is insured with the NIS and who has lost their job through no fault of their own. If you have any questions about this benefit, please contact our informational hotline at 440-6647 or visit our website at www.nisgrenada.org. Stay connected for more updates from NIS, your trusted Social Security provider.
Grenada, get ready for the biggest Calypso clash of all time as Grenada takes on Trinidad at the 17th annual Hubbard's Legends in Concert, Saturday, July 8th, Grenada Trade Center from 7:30 p.m. Just show me the will you'll get from your father. Our partners, Hubbard's, Grenada Paper Products, Granville Credit Union, Biden and Miners, Gittins Healthcare, Grenada Broadcasting Network, Guardian General, Spiceside Imaging Center, Western Union, the Agriculture Shop, Clear Vision Eye Center, Springs Food Mart, Dollar Savers Auto Part, Rise and Shine Supermarket, Classic Lighting, Victory Bar, Budget Marine, Dean's Mattress, Grenada Trade Center, Creative Do It Best, Grenada Distillers Limited, Catwheels Stationery Service, Blue Bubbles, PA, Rentals and Event Supplies Company, Dana's Tasty Food, and City Inn. Please be seated by 7 p.m. because this one will be epic.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think of Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Apply for a Home Easy Loan today for a chance to win a cash prize. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back to the news at 7. There are new additions to the SEED program, while some were removed. We have details in this report.
Social Development Minister Philip Telesford has disclosed that during May and June 2023, 200 people were added to the list of beneficiaries receiving financial assistance through the Support for Empowerment, Education and Development SEED program. Addressing a town hall meeting at the National Stadium on Wednesday, the Social Development Minister said the staff in his ministry has been recertifying recipients and the number of individuals were removed. He said that savings allowed government to assist an additional 200 people.
Based on the savings that we have recognized, we were able to get on 700 new persons onto the program. The people who were worthy of being on the program, but otherwise were excluded because it was contaminated The database was contaminated with people who should not be on the program. So this is the cost of some of these unfair practices.
The SEED program, Minister Telesford explained, is a transition program lifting vulnerable households from a state of poverty to a state of stability and prosperity.
Grenada's context, I do not think that Grenada's budget will ever be able to treat everybody who needs it. That's basic, and that is true. That's a fact. So what the ministry tries to do, as much as it possibly can, identify the people who are in most critical situations and circumstances and try to treat to them.
He explained that one of the unfair practices included rigging the system so that those who should not qualify became eligible. Telesford said that the manipulation of the system caused people who can work to become recipients of the program. Therefore, recertification is a must. He said this process is nearing completion.
We started this recertification program to ensure that people who are on the program is worthy of being on the program. And it will shock you to recognize how contaminated this program was. People who were worthy of getting in the program, but because of the conditions for getting on, they could not get on because they failed the proxy means test. And so I guess the field officers, or whoever it was, I don't want to identify any particular individual or individuals or set of people, they might have sort of rigged the system to get them in. Some of them were indeed worthy because of the poverty situation or unemployable situation. Let me give
In April, Telesford informed the lower house of Parliament that there are 7,337 active beneficiaries benefiting from SEED. In June 2022, there were a change in government, and at that time, there were 7,107 people in the program. The government has not disclosed the number of people removed from the list. Christelina John, GBN News.
The High Commission of Canada, through the Canada Fund for Local Initiatives, donated 82,620 Canadian dollars to the Grenada Planned Parenthood Association and Grenchap Inc. this week. The funds will be used to strengthen sexual and gender-based violence services in Grenada and increase public awareness of human rights through community outreach. Details in this report.
The $49,905 Canadian dollars awarded to the Grenada Planned Parenthood Association will initiate a one-step center for sexual and gender-based violence survivors in Grenada. The center will provide a safe space for persons who have experienced sexual and gender-based violence to access client-centered medical and social services. This funding will also support the training of the Grenada Planned Parenthood Association clinical staff and hospital healthcare providers in survivor-focused care, as well as contribute to upgrading facilities at the designated center. The Canadian $32,715 donated to Grenchap Inc. will facilitate a training program and communications campaign aimed at building awareness around human rights and sexual gender-based violence in Grenada. 15 community mobilizers will benefit from the training on Grenada's Domestic Violence Act 2010 and the social and emotional learning in 14 community forums across Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. The Canada Fund for Local Initiative is a program designed to support small-scale, high-impact projects in developing countries that aligned with the Government of Canada's thematic priority areas for engagement. High Commissioner of Canada, H.E. Lilian Chatterjee, in her remarks said, and I quote, "Grenada is pleased to continue its partnership with the Grenada Planned Parenthood Association and the Grenchap Inc., two organizations committed to building a safe more inclusive Grenada for all, understanding the importance of working collaboratively with local government partners to protect and empower the most vulnerable members of society, unquote. Grenada Planned Parenthood Association and Grenchap Inc. are two of many civil society organizations across 4 eligible countries in the Eastern Caribbean, which were successful in the 2023-2024 CFLI project, which administers $300,000 Canadian in available funding this year. Rena P. Thomas, GBN News.
Inability to source replacement parts for fixtures in the new housing units has been identified as a serious and recurring maintenance challenge for the government. The Minister for Social and Community Development, Housing and Gender Affairs, Philip Telesford, said his ministry, after visiting all the sites of the Grenada-China housing program and compiling a report, discovered a serious blunder with the retrofitting of the units, which makes upkeeping difficult.
We recognize that there are leaking roofs, moldy rooms, leaking windows, water coming through underneath the windows and through the windows, broken windows, cracked walls, broken pipe, water coming through, busting through the walls because of broken pipes. In some cases, electricity mixing with water during the rainy seasons and so because of leaked roof and cracked walls and different situations.
Minister Telesford explains that since government is unable to locally source parts to remedy the electrical and plumbing issues plaguing many of the units, it is unable to replace fixtures that have gone bad.
We recognize also that the replacement of parts in those units is not consistent with what we have here locally. So it's not easy to repair those units. Because if a pipe is broken or a piece of fitting, piece of the electrical fitting went, you cannot take a pattern, walk into one of the hardware stores and walk back out with a fitting. It just, the supplies we have is not consistent with what they have.
The housing minister believes that should his administration embark on any housing collaborations, the availability of replaceable items should not be an oversight.
I hope and pray that this government, if we have to partner with any other agency, body, or government going forward in the future, that we will insist on some basic ground rules. And some of it has to do with electrical connections and plumbing fittings and things that are replaceables. The replaceables should be able to be purchased in our local hardware stores. If we can't do that, it's a waste of time because those things don't last forever.
Despite being faced with multiple challenges, government has given its commitment to repairing the units block by block. Minister Telesford said the mandate has already been given to the Grenada Housing Authority to start the process. He was speaking at government's town hall meeting in St. George's on Wednesday. Reporting. The prize is at the end of the poll. It's time to take a peek through the GBN ISA lens. Crawling and slipping in tonight's ISA is video footage from the greasy pole competition on Thursday at the Fisherman's Birthday celebrations in Guelph St. John. A man is captured successfully climbing the pole and securing the prize attached to its end. For the greasy pole event, a long pole is greased and oiled so that it becomes difficult to climb. The climber then has to scale the pole, which is usually several feet and positioned in an upward slope, to retrieve the prize at the end of the pole. The town of Guelph, Grenada's main fishing district, has been the center of attractions for Fisherman's Birthday celebration for years. The event is celebrated annually on June 29. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp at 405-3052 or our other social media platforms. Still to come in the news, St. David Catholic Secondary School celebrates its 53rd anniversary. We'll be back in a moment.
cooking. Rubigas clean, safe, and reliable LPG is the perfect solution for your commercial and everyday needs. For cooking at home or barbecuing, choose Rubigas LPG cylinders. Available in a variety of sizes from 20 to 100-pound cylinders. Rubigas LPG. Clean, safe, reliable. Are you cooking with Rubigas?
Get Rubis, get going.
What powers my smile? The sun. And it does a whole lot more. Through programs of the PURC, I use the sun to produce my own electricity. So can you, using the sun and other sources of renewable energy. Sign up today at PURC.
The NLA is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the Multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more or free plays. With Multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with Multi-X added to Playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Seriously, there's a better way to beat the heat. Get an air conditioning unit at Quartz, starting at only $1,699. Inverter air conditioning units from $1,899. Plus free installation with purchase. Get it today with no cash and pay over time. Protect your purchase with Super Shield extended warranty for up to 4 years. There's a better way to beat the heat. Quartz, bringing value home. Conditions apply.
A whole new level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Paying is faster and easier with Flow FastPay. Use your MasterCard or Visa and pay from anywhere. Log on to discoverflow.co/fastpay and press Consumer. Select your country and enter your account number. Enter the amount to be paid and an email address. Enter your credit card information. You'll receive a payment confirmation with the transaction details, along with a receipt to your email address. It's fast, safe, and easy. Flow, keeping you connected.
Welcome back. Ariza Credit Union is celebrating its achievement for the year 2022 under the theme, Your Stories, Our Journey, 75 Years of Transforming Lives. Gaffin's call for continued vigilance in dealing with delinquent customers is again recorded at the organization's recently held AGM. Christina John has this report.
The
credit union's annual general meeting was held on Thursday. Highlighting the credit union's performance for the past year was Ms. Matonia Monroe.
Assets grew by 10.8%, moving from 523.8 million to 580.2 million. Loans grew by 7.6%, moving from 388 million to 417 million. Deposits grew by 10.7%, moving from 449.4 million to 497.5 million. Institutional capital stood at 7.8% and share capital at 2.9%.
Monroe attributes the growth reflected in the credit union sector as coming from depositors' funds. As of December 31st, 2022, deposits represented 83% of the sector's total assets position. She notes deposits continue to play a pivotal role in the provision of finance for the purpose of lending within the credit union movement. As a regulator, she said they are concerned with the level of delinquency currently impacting the sector and urged the boards and other management of credit unions to become vigilant.
Total value of delinquent loans as of December 31st, 2022 amounted to 96.1 million. And the delinquency rate stood at 8.4% as compared to 7.2% as of December 31st, 2021, exceeding the industry standard of less than or equal to 5%. Our inspection activities and monitoring efforts confirmed that weak underwriting and poor delinquency management practices also played a role in the increased delinquency seen. Given this circumstance, stronger credit underwriting practices must be pursued, and delinquency management procedures must be effective and appropriate in order to successfully combat this surge in delinquency.
Minister for Social and Community Development, Philip Telesford, said the theme chosen is quite fitting for a credit union that has stepped out of its comfort zone and reached into the deep financial space in Grenada, secured the #1 spot in the credit union sector. He said government has taken note that Ariza has recorded growth in all key areas, most importantly in membership of 9.1% and assets 10.8%.
The government of Grenada recognizes that the financial services sector plays a pivotal role in our transformation agenda, and credit unions in particular have a significant role to play in the transition from poverty and dependency to investment and prosperity. Our guiding principles as a government is rooted in the National Sustainable Development Plan, and access to finances is a major ingredient in our national development agenda as we seek the upliftment of our citizens as outlined in goal number 1, high human and social development, putting people at the center of sustainable development and transformation.
Christina John, GBN News.
More celebrations reflecting on our journey, continuing our success, inspiring new directions is the theme chosen to celebrate the 53rd anniversary of the St. David Catholic Secondary School. This year's anniversary is expected to be a grand celebration as the school was unable to celebrate its 50th anniversary due to COVID-19. Former student and present chair of the celebrations committee, Anna Abraham, spoke of the theme and what it represents.
We really chose that theme because St. David's Catholic Secondary School have done a lot for us. So we need to reflect. We need to look back, to look at where we came from, what had inspired us, what has caused us to be where we are at this point in our lives. You know, and we know there is a lot of success coming from the school, so we continuing that success, right? And then we're looking forward now to new directions. You know, as we come together in the reunion, we, the elder ones, you try to mentor and guide and create that synergy between the younger ones and the older ones. So that is the whole, objective of having the reunion. So everybody can come together, and we then as we celebrate the successes, but we will have to inspire the younger ones to continue that success.
The committee chairperson outlined the activities planned for the celebrations.
Okay, so we have a number of activities starting from the 6th of August to the 17th of August. So we're starting with the church service, and that will be on August 6th at the St. David's RC Church, the Church of the Immaculate Conception. We do have a family fun day on the 7th of August, and that will be at the Malmont Big Yard. That's down by the Malmont playing field. And we start at 10. Witness of Summer will be on Wednesday, the 16th of August, and it's a day cruise, so boarding time is 1 p.m., and we will definitely have a good time. And then we have our gala dinner and dance on the 17th of August, and that will be at the Point Celine Hotel, formerly known as Fox Inn.
Ms. Abraham was one of 2 guests on GBN's Good Morning program on Friday. Stay with us. Sports is up next.
And so it begins. A journey like none other. Every moment has the potential to be unforgettable. Bring home a piece of the tropical green forest with every emerald. Capture the sparkling light of flawless water in a diamond. Make the sunrise and sunsets last forever. With precious colored gemstones, the essence of happiness is in our most precious memories. So, when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will last forever. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
Big money, money, money. $3,000 every week for 3 months.
What?
Yes, it's the NLA's Crazy Cash Giveaway Promotion. Every week from April 11th to June 30th, 3 lucky Daily Games customers will randomly win $1,000 each week. Imagine winning as much as $36,000 in 12 weeks.
How?
Spend $12 in a single purchase on Daily Cash 4, Daily Pick 3, or Playway. Look for the words Cash Winner on your tickets to collect $1,000. The more you spend $12 on your favorite daily games, the more chances you have to win. Must be 18 or older to participate. All prizes must be collected by July 7th, 2023. Other terms and conditions apply. See stores for details. NLA, making your dreams come true. Money, money, money.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grandans, Victoria Street, Granville, and Central Deputy Street, Wall. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
We have big reasons for a big noise. From today, we're putting on a new face in Grenada. Are you ready for the colored bins? You see these color-coded litter bins? Wash them good, listen up good, and use them good. You see this old habit of putting all garbage in one bin? That's stopping. That's up as from today. Worse yet, you see this habit of dropping things on the ground, in the drains, on the sidewalks in town, or throwing it in the sea? That stopped too. Tell us more, Mr. Garbage Man. You look like a man with a good plan. You see these bins? You will bung them up in the tongues, on the beaches, in the park, and some hotspots for littering. Now, don't make nobody embarrass you and tell you that not for this bin, and that not for that one, and this thing going here, and the other going there. Watch us. Let me start with the blue. It is for plastics. For now, it's only plastic bottles like the water bottles, soft drink bottles, and cooking oil bottles are going in this blue bin because these can be processed in Grenada for recycling here or to be shipped off island. You see the yellow bin? Watch me. You ever hear about return for refund? Well, this is where you put glass bottles that are refundable and any other glass beverage bottle. These can all be reused or recycled. Also use the yellow bin to put your aluminum beer and soft drink cans. These can be processed into bales by the Solid Waste Authority for export. This leaves the organic waste bin to me, the green bin. You see this label on the bin? Watch it good. That is where everything from eating food goes. Chicken bone, fish bone, paper plates, cups, forks, containers, fruits, chips, name it. For now, these will all go to the landfill, but the GSWM may have bigger plans to partner the private sector to recycle to produce manure and animal feed. That's coming soon.
A message from Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority, working with you to help keep the environment clean.
Good evening, sporting fans. Two of Grenada's long-distance athletes, Alian Gadari and Livron Thorn, left the island on Thursday to represent Grenada in the 16th CARICOM road race. The 5-kilometer and 10-kilometer road races will be staged in Trinidad on July 1st and 2nd, forming part of the pre-event of the annual July meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government. The 2023 theme is 50 years strong, a solid foundation to build on. The race begins at 5 a.m. at the Convention Center in Chagaramas, with runners proceeding along the Western Main Road to the Military Gate at Chica Cabana and looping back east to finish at the Convention Center. According to CARICOM, the road race brings together professional and amateur athletes in the region in one single space to give voice to the positive influence of sports and physical education on the quality of life and in the promotion of peace and cooperation. Its overall intention to promote a culture of healthy lifestyle. Well-seasoned long-distance runner Kanisha Pascal will act as manager to the Grenadian athletes. Grenada cricketer Karina Noel has been drafted by the Trinbago Knight Riders for the 2023 Massey Women's Caribbean Premier League. Earlier today, the squads for the Massey WCPL were announced, with all local and overseas players for the 2023 tournament now confirmed. The Massey WCPL gets underway in Barbados on the 31st of August, with the final taking place in Trinidad on the 10th of September. The star-studded squads feature the best players from across the Caribbean, including Deandra Doughton, Hayley Matthews, and Stephanie Taylor. There will also be overseas players from Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, Ireland, and India, with some of the best international cricketers appearing in an expanded Massey WCPL. Still in cricket, following the Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League CPL draft, the teams for the 2023 tournaments have been confirmed. The 2023 tournament will feature matches in St. Lucia, St. Kitts and Nevis, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, and Guyana, with the final taking place at the National Stadium, Providence, on the 24th of September. The 2023 tournament will feature the best players from across the Caribbean and some of the most exciting cricketers from around the world. That's sports. Up next, we take a look at news outside of Grenada. And now for a look around the region. Guyana's Ministry for Health is taking steps to implement electronic health records. As part of this initiative, a new medical data protection bill is set to be introduced in Parliament. The bill will incorporate strict measures and substantial fines to deter health practitioners from breaching patient confidentiality. We get the details in this report.
Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony, while speaking at the launch of the 6th edition of the Family Health Manual, disclosed that a medical protection bill would be laid in Parliament in the coming weeks.
We did work on the legislation dealing with data confidentiality, and this would be laid in Parliament very shortly.
The minister added that the legislation outlines hefty fines for persons found guilty of any breach of confidentiality.
You can't go and steal people's information. And one of the things that is in this particular piece of legislation is that there are some very stiff fines in the legislation, starting with 20 million Guyana dollars and go up to about 100 million if you breach confidentiality.
In April, the Attorney General's chamber said that the government intends to lay in the National Assembly shortly the Data Protection Bill 2023 as part of its policy to engage in public consultations on important pieces of intended legislation. The government invited submissions and recommendations in relation to the draft bill from national stakeholders, organizations, and members of the public. The bill will help to regulate the collection, storage, processing, use, and dissemination of personal data, all in a private manner. It will consider an individual's right to privacy and will aid in aligning Guyana with the best international practices on data protection and privacy.
The African Export-Import Bank, Afrexim Bank, is making $1.5 billion available to finance public and private sector projects in Barbados and the region. This was revealed by Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Motley. She says the bank will formally open on August 4th, and the money will provide technical assistance.
The other major benefit that we have worked out, there will be a pilot scheme to be able to facilitate our use of the Pan-African Payments and Settlement System, PAPS, which is a huge benefit if it works, and let me explain why. Many of you may remember the CARICOM Multilateral Clearing Facility. And I say many of you, and then maybe change my mind because I now remember how much gray hair I have and how some of us in this room have balded. The truth is that was in vogue in the early 90s. And you will recall that it came to a stop when one country could not settle its debts with Barbados, which were eventually settled about 7-8 years ago. So it took a long time for it to happen. These payment schemes invariably require some kind of underpinning, backstopping. And the African Exim Bank is prepared to provide that backstopping as they do in Africa at the moment, at this point in time.
Further afield, the U.S. Supreme Court has struck down U.S. President Joe Biden's proposal to wipe out billions in student debt. The 6-3 ruling effectively cancels the plan, which would have forgiven about $10,000 per borrower and up to $20,000 in some cases. But the plan has been in limbo since some conservative states sued, arguing the president overstepped his authority. The Supreme Court agreed. The decision affects the loans of more than 40 million Americans. In the wake of the decision, U.S. media reported that President Biden is expected to announce new actions to protect borrowers later on Friday. In a statement, Mr. Biden said that the fight is not over and that he believed that the ruling was wrong. The total federal student debt has more than tripled over the past 15 years, rising from about $500 billion in 2007 to $1.6 trillion today. That was your regional and international news. Stay with us for a recap of the headlines. now to recap the headlines. Republic Bank workers stage protest action for a second day. OECS Council of Agriculture Ministers meet in Grenada to brainstorm on how to enhance the sector. Canada provides more than 82,000 Canadian dollars to enhance SGBV services and advance human rights in Grenada. In the region, hefty fines for medical practitioners who breach patient confidentiality. And internationally, the U.S. Supreme Court struck down student loan forgiveness plan. In sports, Grenada to participate in the 16th CARICOM 10K road race. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at www.gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I am Beverly Telesford. That's the news. We'll see you again. Good night.